So episode 8 finished with Ira awakening. Let's remind ourselves that Ira absolutely detested the fact that Ken was a monster. Actually, she was in love with Ken and was fighting against her love towards Ken because he was a monster, quote unquote. And also, she detested Momo, and I think probably because Momo and Ken had something going on, but also she detested Momo because she was a witch. And what do you know? Ira is also a witch, I guess. She is a demon, just like Ken, just like Momo is not really a demon. She's more like a shaman or something like that, like her grandma. Okay, so episode 9, what happens here?
You remember the aliens from episode 1?
They came back for revenge. In reality, they want Ken's babies because he's possessed, so they think that that's going to allow their civilization to evolve. And then they also wanted Momo's, to use her to procreate, but they decided that Momo was too dangerous. She's still valuable, but more as dead. Okay, so what's going on? So they're at school, and the aliens from episode 9 appear, and they basically want to abduct Ken to get his to be able to procreate. And at first, they wanted Ira as well. Actually, they didn't know that Ira was there, but they were happy because the more the merrier. Somehow Ken and was completely naked. Ira reawakened because Ken was in danger, and they started fighting these aliens. They fight, and the alien were not giving up. But aliens, they somehow they had like people working for them, but other aliens working for them that they hired. So there was this kind of a nest kind of creature that Momo was hiding from in episode 8, and then we find other creatures in episode 9, and these other creatures were trying to abduct or fight Ira and Ken. Ira reminds me so much of Acrobatic Silk, and that is interesting because Acrobatic Silk, from what I understand from episode 7, was actually not Ira's mom. So someone explained to me why Ira is literally Acrobatic Silk but with pink hair. She's fighting the aliens. Ken is naked and is trying desperately to find some clothes to put on, and he can't find anything anywhere. Mind you, there's no one around at the moment. There's still a school, but there's no one around. And somehow we see Momo appear. Momo is absolutely flabbergasted because Ken is naked. Ira is transformed. And then she sees Ken and Ira fighting together, dancing together almost. And you can clearly see that she's irritated. Although they're fighting for their lives, Momo is irritated because Ira and Ken are so close to each other. But with the appearing of Momo, somehow because of her power, she can nullify the powers of the aliens. So the alien fires the alien. I know this sounds so confusing. The aliens from episode 1, they use this their body parts. I'm not going to say too much about this, but they infuse this alien with some sauce, and he transforms. It's like a hybrid between an insect and an alien, and he's a bit more powerful. Anyways, honestly, this episode, I was trying to pay attention as much as possible, but I kept missing some key informations. Next thing you know, they are underwater, and you have Ken still naked. The water creature, I'll call her Nessie, appears from nowhere. The water, where did water come from? I don't know, right? But they are floating in water, and they start fighting. And Momo realizes that Ken can fight better. Actually, Ken transforms a few times, and he's not successful, especially when he's in water, because he can't breathe in underwater, and he can't. Although he's very fast, he can't swim. But Momo figures out a way to move in water. And because Ken is naked, she basically uses her hands, the hands that she can create, to squeeze Ken. It's like a bar of soap, right? She squeezes him because he's naked. He's just like Ken is a bar of soap, and so he's propelling themselves very quickly. The aliens transform once more because again, the alien tells the alien that that he's useless. This alien, which is the boss alien, tells the employee alien that he's useless and he is going to receive a pay cut. What pay, you ask? And I don't know. They transform again, so the three aliens transform into one, and they're gigantic. So you have the Nessie alien, you have the mantic alien, the insect kind of looking alien, and then the alien alien. Ah, yeah, it is not easy. Anyways, they become gigantic and they are fighting Momo, Ira, and Ken. These three are still in water and they realize that the best way to move in water is to use Momo's technique of squeezing using her made aura made hands. So they all get naked, half naked, whatever. Momo and Ira are still wearing the underwears. And they are shooting themselves around and they have a plan. Momo says, "Oh, I'm gonna be luring this monster, and I'm gonna make sure that he tries to grab me. And as he's trying to grab me, I'm gonna use my powers and basically destroy his limbs." Again, I probably have to rewatch this because I'm not quite sure the relationship between the mantic, the insect that she made, and the alien. If anybody please understood, write down in the comment section, explain this to me because I don't know what she was on about. But she realizes something and she uses that to injure the alien, the big alien. He can breathe, the alien can breathe underwater. And somehow goes to bite Momo, and Momo, super strong Momo, is stuck between the teeth of this alien. This was a trap though, because Ira uses her hair to grab Momo, and we see Ken on top of Ira's hair, and Momo uses her aura created hands to grab Ira's hair. Long story short, they make a path. They create a path because Ken cannot just for the life of him swim on the water, create a path, and he propels himself so fast that destroys the monster. It's like he's like a bullet and destroys the monster, and they have a big explosion, and they are back to reality. Okay, they don't realize that they're back into reality, but they are still in school and they are still naked. Okay, so the scene is this. Okay, imagine this. Ken is on top of Momo. They are obviously very happy and grateful that they are back. They can feel the pavement. They are so happy, rejoicing. They're still wet because there was water all over the place. And then suddenly they hear voices and they realize that where they are, they realize that they're in the middle of the corridor, and they start running and screaming because they're naked on top of each other and they're just there, right? Nobody saw what was going on. They just know that Momo and Ken are on top of each other naked. So that was honestly the funniest scene. And then you'll see Ira run out from a classroom, and I'm expecting the same thing happened to her, where they destroyed aliens, they're back into reality, and she was just catapulted in a classroom naked, right? So the shock, the despair, you can see that in this last scene where they're all running away. The trauma is there. I honestly cannot wait to see what's going to happen in episode 10, because they're going to have to come back to school after this happened, and they're going to have to face the consequences of their action. All right. So, what did you think about this episode? Did you like it? It was such a funny episode. Again, I struggled to understand some of the things, some of the concepts, because I don't know, I can't get it properly, I guess. But if you understand the relationship between the mama maid, between the insect mantic and the alien, because what about when the alien was on the water as the insect and the alien couldn't swim? Did you get that the relation? I couldn't hear anything. Anyways, if you like this and if you would like me to make more comments, come back. I'm probably gonna do more because that's what I like doing on the weekends. Yes, so follow for more.